Hi guys, it's Webby here. Back by popular demand is the Dark Souls special. Looks like a lot of people in the community are getting back into this game, and people are asking, where is the podcast that we did a few years ago? Well, we changed servers and lost all the old podcasts, but I have now put this up for you guys to enjoy. So, enjoy it!
Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to introduce Banned from 65 international territories.
Hi there, and welcome to 360 Gamercast, the world's #1 British gaming podcast.
This is 360G.
Hello and welcome to 360 Gamercast, Dark Souls special. I'm your host Mark Webb, gamertag Webby317, and joining me today is...
Hello, it's Cinema Dan. Woo.
Hello, if at first you don't succeed, grind, and level up. It's JMOG77.
That's what your mum said, wasn't it?
Woo!
Woohoo!
How are we all this evening?
Dandy.
Good.
Dandy.
I have my whiskey.
Yep, I've got my cider.
I have some wine.
We are alcoholics.
Yes.
This is going to go downhill, isn't it?
Oh yes.
And season 2 of Walking Dead starts tonight as well.
Oh dear.
I've already have my episode on my hard drive.
I'm waiting. Wait for it to get it to it so I can stream it legally.
I can't wait to see it.
Sweet. Anyway, guys, Dark Souls.
Yeah.
This is going to be just an extra podcast for this week, shorter than a usual podcast, dedicated to Dark Souls. A lot of people are probably wondering why, after all the games that have come out this year, this is we are dedicating a podcast to Dark Souls. And there's quite a good reason for that.
Yeah.
And that's because this game has caused quite a lot of controversy in the gaming community, because it has to be one of the most crazy, most hard, most just weird game that's come out in a long time. Probably the weirdest game to ever come out on the Xbox 360. Obviously, as we know, the original Demon Souls was out on the PlayStation 3. And this has divided the community massively, with a lot of people never even going to touch this game, and people like us who have somehow gotten completely addicted to a game which just kicks your ass all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It does. But there's so much satisfaction from it as well, though. Because of the difficulty of it. You're constantly grinding away to level up. You're constantly in the same areas just so you can find new stuff. But you get so much satisfaction when you complete a certain section. I don't know, how were you guys when you first got to Firelink Shrine?
I was fine, as I said. I think the biggest draw for this game is it has some of the best level design I've ever seen in a modern title. Everywhere feels distant, but at the same time it's very, very closely connected. Examples, as you progress, you may be hitting a switch and all of a sudden a door opens that lets you back to the start, and all of a sudden your progress kind of, you small baby steps the game. I'm playing it quite safely. One of the things about this particular game, which is quite famous for, is that it doesn't like you using party chat. And as people who listen to the 360 Gamecast know, we're big advocates of party chat. What that means, though, is that you still play the game in party chat, but a lot of the online functionality is cut out, which we'll probably come to later. I'm learning a lot, especially from you guys. My dude is level 29 at the moment, and I think, whereabouts are you guys? You're about level 16, 17, Webby?
I'm a level 20
around the 27,
now.
so...
Level 37? Because you have been grinding.
27.
Yeah. About to say you have been grinding away. But yeah, I'm about level 28, 29 now, and I think I'm some distance behind you guys in the plot, but that's because I'm taking my time. There's certain bits I've been listening to you guys in party chat, and you kind of scream out, "I've been cursed," and I find out how to prevent it. Or there's other instances of kind of like, "I've been poisoned, don't go there, you'll get the shit kicked out of you." And then you kind of do some digging around and you find how to combat that. Yeah. So that's how I'm playing the game, belts and braces. And I think some more hardcore, especially Webby, you probably just storm straight in there, kicking ass and taking names.
Yeah, so it's quite funny actually, because I was a bit pissed off because when I never planned to get Dark Souls, and it was off my radar. I had it on my rental list as one of them games, and a lot of people on Twitter and in the community, and even people at my work were saying, "Oh my god, I can't wait for Dark Souls, it's going to be Game of the Year, it's going to be amazing." And I was like, what the fuck are these people on? You know, it's like completely off my radar, and I'm thinking, you know, because I do actually have Demon Souls on my PlayStation. I imported it from America about a year before it came out in Europe. And I played Demon Souls for about 8 hours, got pissed off of it, and never touched it again. I think that was one of the main reasons why I didn't really think about getting Dark Souls. But anyway, so many people were going on about it that I was like, fuck it, I'll just go to the shops and get it. So I traded in a few games and picked up Dark Souls Collector's Edition. And one of the first things that you can do is go on their website and download a mini guide and a map. Mm-hmm. And I was getting issues on the website, so I couldn't download this mini guide, and there's no other walkthroughs on the internet. Even now, there's no proper walkthroughs at all.
Nothing.
Which is absolutely mental. You know, like a normal game, within a week, there's a fucking walkthrough in there on game FAQs or something like that. For this game, there is nothing, and the official walkthrough book, which you can buy, is sold out everywhere. Absolutely everywhere.
Unreal.
So anyways, after about 3 or 4 days, Dan sends me an email with the mini guide. So I open up the mini guide, and because I'd played the game so much on my own, I'd actually gotten further than what the mini guide had got to. So I was just like, oh right, I've done all this.
This mini guide I'm holding right now is 48 pages long.
And I've done it all within a few days. That's a mini
guide. My God.
It's crazy.
So yeah, I mean, I haven't exactly rushed through, but I'm not the sort of gamer to stand around and farm souls for fucking 20 odd hours. I've actually only put in about 12 hours into this game since I've got it. That's what it is.
I put 19 in.
It says I've done 12 hours. I'm on like a level 19 or 20, and I've gotten to the depths.
I've done 47 hours, and I'm in Flytown. A lot of that was grinding as well, though, just so I could level up like you, Dan. I spent a lot of time at certain areas just grinding. Undead Berg, loads of time, especially...
Grinding Undead Berg.
Yeah. Grinding at the start, Firelink Shrine. Did anyone go to... when they joined Firelink Shrine, did anyone go down to the graveyard?
Yes, straight away. I just want to put it out here. There's going to be loads of spoilers in this podcast. If you listened in, you didn't realise this is going to be massive spoilers. But there isn't really much story within the game anyway, is there? So
It's help for you.
Yeah. So yeah, the first thing I did, because I didn't know where the fuck I'm going to go. Well, the first thing I did is, you get to the Firelink Shrine and there's the bonfire, and there's this dude who's sitting next to the bonfire.
No. Yeah.
I fucking started hitting him with my sword.
No!
And then he starts attacking me, and he killed me about 20 times before I figured out how to fucking kill him.
Yeah.
So I've killed him, and he's not in my game anymore.
Oh, no.
Did you get Chivo?
No.
Oh, well.
But I just wanted to see what happens if you hit the NPCs, but unbeknown to me at that part of the game saves every 3 seconds.
Yep.
So whenever I respawned, he was after me again, which wasn't good. But anyway, after I killed him, and I took great joy in teabagging his corpse, I didn't know where the fuck, because the level design is strange that certain pathways are really, really hidden unless you're like right on top of it.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck it, oh, it must be this way. I went to the graveyard, these skeletons just come out of nowhere, one hit, I'm dead.
Yeah, they are like absolute bitches. But there's actually some good stuff. I mean, later on in the game, you can go back to that graveyard after you've done all the stuff at the Undead Parish. You can go back to the graveyard, kick the skeletons' asses, and there's actually some good collectibles down there.
Yeah, the thing is, by the time I got those collectibles, they were bloody useless because I've already got some better ones. But I did own those fuckers. They died, and it was good.
Those giant skeletons are absolutely brilliant. They look amazing.
I mean, I have to say, the graphics, they're really, really good. And, yeah, let's just get on. So, after I died in that graveyard a few times, I was like, what the fuck am I meant to do? And I was actually in party chat, and this is what Dan was saying earlier. The game makes you play in this offline mode if you're in party chat. So, online mode, basically... As you guys are fully aware, it has, like, people can leave tips on the floor, like writing. So you walk up to them and it'll say, like, jump off this cliff. No, nothing will happen, honest.
Yeah, danger ahead.
Brilliant. So if you're in party chat, there's none of these tips. And I've actually had more help in party chat because after that graveyard bit, I was in party chat and I don't know if it was you, JMO, or someone was like, dude, you've got to go up the stairs. And I was like, where are the stairs? And it was like, near the Firelink shrine fireplace. And I'm like, I can't fucking see it. And he's like, look at the mountain and walk towards it. And there's some stairs. You walk towards it. And you're like, oh, yeah, there is some stairs. Because you don't see them at first because they're like kind of blended into the walls. So you go up there and obviously you go on to Undeadburg. But later on in the game also, I was like, 8 or 9 hours in, and I was talking to Dan in party chat, and Dan was like, oh, have you gone down the steps in Firelink Shrine? I'm like, what fucking steps? I haven't seen any. And he's like, run here and you'll see them. So I ran to this place. I was like, oh yeah, the steps just come out of nowhere. They're like blended in again. You know, it's quite cunning how the world's just set about, really. Yeah,
Firelink Shrine is a great example of what to expect later on in the game, because if you go up to when you're at Firelink Shrine at the bonfire, if you choose the third stone door, you go through there, there's this big fat knight. If you bow to him before talking, you join his covenant and you get a chivo for that. Basically, he's probably the first NPC that you meet where you can actually purchase items from, and you can actually gain stuff from actually interacting with him. You don't meet many NPCs within the game, but when you do, you want to make sure that you bow to them or do some sort of gesture to them, and it usually gives you positive outcomes. Yeah.
Some of the dudes as well. We haven't got onto the summoning part, have we? Which is also... It works online as well as offline. We've talked about how the people can leave messages, giving you suggestions, tips, whether they be positive or negative. There's also the possibility of people, whilst you're online, coming into your worlds and either assisting you or being a complete shit.
Yeah. I've never experienced anyone coming into my world and being a shit.
Have you?
I haven't yet, because you have to have a lot of humanity, don't you?
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, you got to. I mean, I think, have you got like I think it's called a cracked orb or something like that?
Yeah, I've got that. I haven't used it enough, though. That's the thing. I've tried to avoid using the humanity. I mean,
you become like a beacon for the arseholes. I mean, but that said, I haven't really come across that much negativity in the game. I mean, everyone seems to be super helpful. I haven't really come across any etchings on the floor that have been negative. Have you? Yeah, go and tell us.
I found loads of, like, you go up to the edge of a mountain or just an edge of somewhere, and there'll always be someone writing on the ground saying, jump here. Always something stupid like that. But I've never had anyone random come into my world at all yet. But I've summoned someone into my world to help me on a boss, which is really cool.
Which boss was it?
The gargoyles on the top of the church.
Yeah, they're... The first time I fought them, I was just like, oh my god, I was beating the first one up, and then all of a sudden the second one comes in.
Yep.
And just burns you to smithereens.
Absolutely crazy, and it was quite good because I was playing in online mode then, and I died to him, and I was like, well, how the fuck am I going to do this? And so I got near the white light door, and there was some writing on the floor, and it said, try humanity, and I thought, So I used one of them humanity stones, and then it had the option for me to summon in the Sun Knight, who I met earlier on near the dragon.
Yep.
And then there was another bit of symbol on the floor for another human player that could be summoned in. So I had the Sun Knight and a human player helping me with this boss, which was really cool because when I was low on health, I just ran away and let them fight him. It was awesome.
Yep.
I mean, I never, with the twin gargoyles, what I found is that when you take the lock off the characters, it actually makes it easier and quicker to get round the back of a lot of the bigger enemies.
Yeah.
So, you know, I've never locked on to an enemy once in this game.
Well, that's good.
Maybe a couple of the smaller ones I've done when you're defending against them and you have to parry.
Yeah.
I do that for convenience sake, but yeah, I mean, as I said, well, touching on that, I mean, the fighting system is some of the best melee swords and shields of any game of recent memory.
Well, what I do is, because I'm a warrior, I have this massive shield, and obviously we just need to talk about the sword quickly, which everyone knows about now, is basically there's a big dragon, and you go underneath the bridge, and you fire about 50 arrows at its tail, and you get this Drake sword, which is super powerful. Anyway, so when you're fighting enemies with the warrior, I mean, I've never locked on. I don't think I even know how to fucking lock on. And
you press the right stick down.
Oh, that's just effort. And so anyway, so before I do anything, I'm running around the whole game with my left trigger down, holding up my shield. And my shield is so good that any enemy that hits me when my shield's up, they will do no damage to me at all. So they hit me, well, they hit my shield, and then they bounce off, and then I just strike them quick, and that's it. They're dead in one hit most of the time. That's a lot of the smaller enemies. But I've found, even with some of the bosses, they don't hurt me when I have my shield up as well.
What shield are you using at the moment?
It's the same shield as that bloke who you were talking about a minute ago.
Okay, then I think it's the Knight shield.
Yeah, the Knight shield,
That's
awesome.
That's what I'm using.
Yeah.
Although in the depths, have you defeated the giant rat yet?
Yep.
Okay, so have you defeated the gaping dragon yet?
No, because what happened, this is what, I don't know if I was talking to anyone or not, this happened to me yesterday. So I got so I'd got into the depths and
here we go.
Right, so I was running around and I got killed at the bit with a magician.
Yeah.
It was firing stuff at me. So I died, so I thought, fuck it, I'll go back in the depths again. And I was like,
little foggies.
And I was like, oh, there's a little route I haven't taken yet. I'll see what's down there. I'm running along and I fall down this hole and there's these two fucking frogs and I'm like trying to kill them. And suddenly it says, you are cursed. And all my health is just gone. And I'm dead.
Yep.
I'm like, what the fuck? They've even touched me, man.
Exactly the same happened to me down in the depths.
So anyway, I respawn back at Firelink Shrine, because that's my last fireplace, and it says, you are cursed, you now have half your health. You must go and see the certain person to lift the curse. And I was like, you fucking what? And I just turned my Xbox off. I was like, I ain't fucking playing this anymore.
Rage quit.
Yeah, I proper rage quit, and I've been gaming today, and I've played some various other games, just avoiding Dark Souls, and then just before this podcast, actually went back on it, grinded 6,000 souls, and bought the item to undo the curse. Yeah. So I've just uncursed myself and saved, and that's where I am now.
See, going back to Party Chat, I knew that was a part of the game I would come to eventually. So from speaking to Side Effect, because he had exactly the same problem. So I've stocked up. So when it happens to me, I'm ready.
See, a little spoiler as well. Did you guys know there's a campfire in the depths?
I haven't got that far yet, dude.
Yeah, I'm in the depths, but I don't think I've got far enough in to get to the campfire yet.
Oh, no, you have, because you've defeated the giant rat.
Yeah, but what I did is I've taken the route of falling down the thing behind the butcher and killing the rat with a bow and arrow and then just jumping down where the rat was, and then I'll just go on from there. Because in that bit, it's just fenced off, so there's only one route I can take, if that makes sense.
There is another... Where is the other route? Basically, once you defeat the gaping dragon...
I don't even know where the dragon is, dude.
I love these names. Gaping dragon.
It's... I was in party chat with Rebby the other day, and I defeated the gaping dragon, and I was shouting around like anything when I defeated it. But my God, this thing is huge. Little tip.
She said, "Woo,
woo, yeah, baby." Little tip for anyone that comes up against the gaping dragon. Firstly,
stop saying
it. Attack its legs and tail. It's huge. But...
anyway, let me compose myself. I was listening to the soundtrack earlier today.
It's not a soundtrack.
Yeah, if anyone was thinking of purchasing this game, we do recommend it wholeheartedly. But obviously, you need to know exactly what kind of game this is. It comes, if you can get the limited edition, it comes with a nice little art book, which I'm currently holding right now. And inside, there's 2 discs. There's a behind-the-scenes DVD, which have you guys watched yet?
No, is it any good?
Neither have I. I'll watch it soon.
How long is it? Tomorrow.
How long is it, JMO?
I've only just started. It's about 45 minutes to an hour long.
Okay. Is it filled with spoilers?
There's a few bits and bobs. Like I say, I've only just started it. Obviously, it's document stuff as well of the making a game. So it's a really... The limited edition set is a really good pack. And it's pretty much the standard edition as well.
Yeah, well, you get a really, really cool hardback art book in there. I mean, this isn't like a little pamphlet you would insert inside of a DVD case. This is a proper book you can probably put on your bookshelf. And it's filled up with all the artwork of all the creatures you'll come across. And good God, some of these creatures look terrifying. I mean, I don't know. I can't remember a game. Whenever I see a new creature, I shit myself. You look at it and you go, oh my God, what the hell is that? Some of the design is absolutely phenomenal. What are your thoughts about it, guys? Are you...
Yeah.
Is that the same thing? You see something new?
Yeah, exactly. We're going back to my favourite, the gaping dragon. And yes, it does look like a big pussy when it opens up. It's really is, but it's quite a frightening creature to see as well.
Is that the one that was on the IGN Strategized, where it's absolutely massive and you just walk left towards the door and it falls down a hole?
I never looked at that. I never saw that video. I heard about it, but I never saw the video. Has it got like giant teeth all around its rib cage?
I don't know. It just seems like it's in lava or something. I don't know.
No, that's something totally different. That's the I can't remember the name of it, but it's got another rude name to it as well. There's a lot of clip references in this game. I can't remember the name of the boss, but it's in the lower reaches somewhere. Side Effect has seen it.
Yeah, there's some of the names of. I'm going through the soundtrack. There's Crossbreed Priscilla. She sounds interesting. I'm just going through it right now. Ceaseless Discharge.
Oh my God!
That's the one that you're thinking of, Rebby.
Yes, it is. Yeah, that's what's on the IGN. One. Yeah,
that sounds horrible. As I said, I haven't come across a game in ages that you actually are apprehensive of the enemies. I mean, I'm on record. I'm not the biggest RPG fan. I'm not, because I find a lot of them tiresome, plot devices. It holds your hand, it tells you where to go. This game is just it's completely changed my perspective of what an RPG can do. It just puts you in a position whereby get on with it. Off you go.
Yeah.
And it's hard. I'm not getting it's hard, but it is achievable if you put the time in and you're determined.
And if you can put up with going over the same sections about 100 times.
Yeah, but the combat is probably one of the other strongest points of this game because it's very intricate. The physics, even if you're fighting in a corridor, for example, the length of the swords you have is very, very determined whether or not you can actually hit enemies. You can go for a long sword and start clattering the sides and the walls and so forth and missing people, or you can go for a much sturdier short sword, have a better chance. So there is very, very clever physics going on. And likewise, I mean, the bow and arrow takes a while to get used to, but that's pretty cool once that starts working. And
definitely. I mean, when you, especially in Undead Burg, when you're just grinding, the bow and arrow becomes pretty much essential, especially for those dudes that are throwing down fire bombs from the top. Definitely ideal using the bow and arrow from afar to take them out before you go any further. Same as well, if you find an area that you're quite happy with combating and the enemies you can see in the distance, but you feel that you're going to be restricted in your movements with your sword and or whatever weapon, you can also use the arrows as a lure. So you can fire an arrow out and they'll actually come running towards you. Then you can pick them off. The arrows do become intricate into the game, especially later on as well. You'll come across a lady in like the well, it links to Firelink Shrine, but there's this lady that sells poison arrows and also fire arrows. Get hold of the poison arrows because they're brilliant, especially with the bigger bosses, because their life ebbs away once you've fired an arrow into them.
Ah, sweet.
So
think of that. Oh, cool.
Certainly worth. I mean, you do. The more you progress through the game, the bigger the enemies seem to get as well. Just the normal enemies. Have anyone seen this as well?
I'm finding enemies getting bigger. I don't think I've got that far. I mean, I've only just about to come across the second bell in Undead Burg. That shows how far I am behind you guys, because I have done a lot of grinding and going over the same areas over and over again, because I've been a bit shit at the game, if I'm being honest with you. But hey ho. But what I'm seeing, I've just got to the lower depths, and because I'm such a high level now, a lot of the enemies are still getting quite easy to take down now. So I don't know really. It may I'll come back to me in a little while, but there's a couple of areas I know of which I've been to, and I'm not going to go there anytime soon.
So you say you're in the lower depths. Are you in Blighttown?
Not yet, no. Lower
Okay.
Undead Burg, just where you meet the Sun Knights, and you go through a door, you unlock, and you go down the ladder, and then you come across some attack dogs, whatever they're called,
And ninjas.
yeah, with poison stabby
Blades.
Oh, so have you fought that boss with the two dogs yet?
The
Not yet,
Capra
no.
Demon.
Oh, that is one of the hardest bosses ever.
Oh fuck!
But there is a little,
Yeah.
there is a little cheating way of doing it, which I saw online.
Yeah,
I'll tell you later.
20 to 7 last Sunday morning, I managed to do it.
yeah.
Yeah, it was really winding me up beforehand, though. He's definitely one of those bosses that when you fought him once, you get annoyed because you know he's beatable, but it's the dogs that are the main key thing.
So he's a cheap boss then.
Yeah, but it's not so cheap that you can't defeat him.
Yeah.
It's just killing the two dogs first, because they're really annoying.
Yeah. That's,
Yeah, so have any of you guys done that boss that's near the gardens?
are we talking the butterfly?
The
No.
Hydra.
He's right. So you've got the blacksmith,
Yeah.
Oh,
and you walk through that door, and there's a boss right there.
Oh yeah, he was easy.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty easy as well. It's probably easier than the Capra Demon. But then once you get into the gardens, the enemies in there poison you quite easily.
Yeah.
And then I found the hidden fireplace.
Yeah.
That's behind the wall.
Campfire, yeah.
And then there's a door which you can't get through. So I ran down a little bit, and there was another door or whatever, and there was this massive like night boss, and he
the golems,
and he cast a spell on me, so I could hardly fucking move, and just killed me straight away. I was like, oh, right, I'm not coming back here again.
The thing with that area as well, there's not just one golem. There's several of them. They're all just lying down in the wood, just waiting. And if you walk past them or make a noise, they all start to rise up. You have to be really careful where you walk before going up to the main castle bit. When you come down from that hidden path, if you turn left, follow it along, and there's like a little castle bastion or what have you. There's a golem just outside. You can run past that golem, go up the stairs, and it takes you to another boss battle with this huge butterfly. The butterfly is absolutely gorgeous. One of the most beautiful bosses I've ever seen in a game.
I'm looking for her in my little book. Let's have a look.
She's just... because she sort of whistles and sings, and you're just like flabbergasted that this beautiful butterfly is a boss.
It wants to kill you.
Yeah. But she doesn't come down or eat you or anything like that. She actually kills you by sound waves and stuff like that because you're drawn to looking at the butterfly itself. It's very clever. It's pretty much what the game sums up the game. There's so much beauty and clever design within the actual demons and bosses and enemies and the world itself that sometimes you're sort of distracted by the actual look or what's going on, and you're not focusing on what you actually have to do.
Yep. It's also a game with checks and balances. I mean, I remember the second major boss you take care of, which is the Minotaur. Remember killing him, and you go, yes, you feel
the Taurus demon,
yeah, you feel like you've done something, and then you go along a bit, you go for a door, you talk to the Sun Knight dude, and then you just go along, and all of a sudden you see this bridge filled with undead knights. You think, this is going to be easy. Let's take him out. Next thing you know, a big dragon comes over the top of you and kills everyone, including yourself, on purpose, to tell you that it's not that easy. Yeah. I'm in charge. Now you're dead.
Well, it's quite funny because I played, obviously, Demon Souls quite a bit, and that's exactly the same as what happened on Demon Souls. You get to this bridge, there's enemies on it, and you start walking on it, and this big dragon sweeps down and sets you on fire, and I thought, they can't have that exact same bit in Dark Souls from Demon Souls, and they fucking do.
It's there just to basically tell you that the game is in charge. Because you have to go across that bridge in order for everything to progress. You have to. And then it kills you.
And you're like, no! I mean, the amount of times I've played this game and I've just got killed for, like, the most stupidest reasons. I've been like, right, I'm fucking turning it off. I'm not playing it again today.
See, from my point of view on this game, personally, I find FIFA 12 way more frustrating than Dark Souls, because Dark Souls, it gives you a glimpse. It doesn't, it gives you a glimpse of what you have to do before you die, if that makes sense. So I see it as quite a clever, progressive game in that as long as you're focused on what's around you and focus on how you died, and think how you can actually combat that and not die the next time. And that's your glimmer of hope. And I find that really positive in the game, especially nowadays when we're drip-fed games that hold your hand and give you like tutorial sections, press B to shake someone, and it's just all very simple. Whereas this game, you have to think, but anyone can become addicted to this game. I don't think it's a set type of gamer. I think you just have to be able to think outside the box when you're actually playing it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, it's one of them games where you get a little tutorial at the beginning, which doesn't really tell you too much. So you do your tutorial mission, and even the boss in that first tutorial mission in that prison is super duper hard. He must have killed me about 5 or 6 times before I'd done it. And then obviously you get picked up by the crow and whisked away to the main part of the game. And as soon as you're dropped off at Firelink Shrine, you know, there is nothing that says, oh, don't go to this area, go this way first, blah, blah, blah. Because it kind of reminds me of an MMO a little bit, because it's like, you know, like in World of Warcraft, there's certain areas you can't go to until you're a certain level.
Yeah.
And this game has the same sort of thing. It has them certain areas which you shouldn't go to until you're a certain level, you have certain equipment, etc. But it doesn't fucking tell you.
Exactly.
No.
So you need to work everything out yourself. You need to work out how to use, like, you need to work out how to do loads yourself, like a lot of the controls and, you know, how to buy stuff and where you're going, etc. It's very old school, and I think the problem people are having now is because we're just drip-fed everything in games now, because games now are really short, 6 to 8 hour games, and you are basically, games now just hold your hand the whole way through. So there hasn't been a game like this in a very, very long time.
I'm hoping it changes people's attitudes, because too often I've heard, and people at Party Chat and people in the community, you know, this game's shit, I can't do it. And I'm like, well, try. And then they admit defeat straight away, and all of a sudden they've either put it back in the envelope to go back to the rental service, or they've taken it down the shops to get a pie exchange. And this one, I mean, I'm hoping it changes people's perceptions. I really do, because I came from a golden age of games when things were built to last. Level design was ingenious but simple because of the memory restrictions, and you had an awful lot of clever programmers out there who, you know, who could actually work wonders with what they've got. And you played these games and you got good at them. I mean, I remember being shit hot at Paperboy. I used to be able to complete Paperboy without losing a life, hitting every single mailbox. I used to be able to do that when I was a kid. Ask me to do it now, I've lost the skills. I'm old. I can't do it. I'm decrepit. Because of progressive amount of gaming, things have got straightforward. I mean, there's games on the Mega Drive which I think personally was the last time any real consistency of hardcore gaming came out. And it's just I'm just hoping that, you know, perceptions change and people give this title a look and maybe consider that maybe they've been wrong about their game playing ways.
I mean, you look at Dark Souls, and it is an open world game, and the world isn't actually that massive, really, is it?
No.
But it's
have you actually seen the map?
Yeah, I've seen the map.
It's tiny.
It looks quite small, but it's like, it's so well designed.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, it's
they're geniuses. Everything is linked together in its own ingenious way. And once you unlock the shortcuts as well, you're just like, wow.
It's a satisfying part. I mean, there's so much joy when you've defeated a boss, or even if you haven't defeated a boss. Like, for instance, from Darkroot Garden, you can go down to Darkroot Basin. You find a campfire, and then you find a doorway or a shortcut which takes you to the Valley of the Drakes. The Valley of the Drakes then links into Blighttown, but also Firelink Shrine. Yep. So it all sort of works in this great circular area that you can see everything from a distance, but it's finding the paths as well.
It's genius, absolutely genius. And the guys from Soft who programmed this and developed it, they're geniuses as far as I'm concerned. And this is up there for me for one of the games of the year for sure, and that's very high praise for me, considering that it's at its core an RPG.
Yeah. The same for me. I haven't played a game where I've become so addicted to a game. I mean, totally different type of game, but Mass Effect 2 was the last game that I became so addicted that I'm dreaming about it and I'm thinking about what I'm doing or the story thing. I've not played a game so addictive for an age since Mass Effect 2.
Were you thinking about getting on with Melinda or Jack? That's my question.
I got it on with oh god, I've forgotten her name now. The one from the first game, the robot one.
The one in a suit.
Yeah.
The one with the poor immune system.
Yeah,
Sally.
that's the one. I've forgotten her name. I got it on with her because the first game she was with me all the time, and I always had her in my team. So I thought, sod it, I want to see what happens. So. Yeah.
Anyway, we digress.
Yeah.
Cool. Anyway, let's get in. We've had a few questions about Dark Souls, because I think we've rabbited on about how amazing it is for a while.
Cool.
So we've had a few questions, and the first one is from Plebotomus,
Hello.
who asks, do the classes in Dark Souls have particular strengths or weaknesses? It doesn't sound like a thief would survive very long.
Well, I'm a thief. Thief starts off. He starts off quite high up level characters, because you progress levels 1 onwards. In order to rank up, you would go to a bonfire to trade in souls to level up. So I think he starts out about level 5. So he's got a bit of a head start. And you get equipment which makes you quite quick moving, manoeuvrable. You get a nice little stabby knife and a nice hood.
Yeah.
But it's quite a nice all-round character. I mean, he also has a master key as standard, which is invaluable for opening doors and taking shortcuts through the game. So that's the character I went. I mean, I haven't had that many problems with choosing that. I mean, at first he was a bit weak. He couldn't hold the Drake sword straight away. So, I mean, after a bit of soul farming, I've managed to get that ranked up quite quickly. Yeah. But it's a good thing about it is that you can start molding your character to do whatever. I mean, you can, if you want to focus on, if you've got a thief and you wanted to, I want to start doing cleric or magician or sorcerer things. So you start obviously going up your faith and your magic and so forth. And your character starts taking a life on its own, and the character classes kind of blur. How do you find in there? How's your warrior, Webby?
I mean, my warrior is awesome because he started off with really good armour straight away and a really good shield. He just didn't start with a very good sword at all. I think he started off with a broken sword. So I had to find some weapons in the tutorial level. But I find the warrior to be a very good class just because he has that good shield, he has the good armour, and if you use it right, you can defeat anything. I've just acquired some fire magic of someone, but I don't seem to be able to use it, so that's a bit weird. But I would think for long range, I just use my bow and arrow, and obviously you can buy magical arrows off certain characters and large arrows of someone else. So I think that's my main at range weapon, and as a warrior, I've not really had any major issues. So.
See, I started as a wanderer, and the wanderer, basically the dexterity is, you start as a dexterity of 14, your endurance is fairly good, and your strength is fairly good. The one thing that you are weak to is, obviously, you're weak to any fire, which is a huge problem. I was like, you can imagine me running away from a lot of fire creatures spouting fire. So, but like Dan said, you can actually mold the character, no matter which character you use, the positives that they have when they begin the game, you can actually mold the character to how you want to play the game. So those stats are great in the beginning, but as the game goes on, you will mold your character and you will change the style that you play or the character thing that you've chosen. What I will say is, when you've chosen your character at the start of the game, it gives you a choice of choosing a special weapon or equipment. Even if you're not the thief, no matter what you do, choose the master key. I again made the mistake of not choosing the master key. And
I didn't choose that either.
Oh, okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one. But the master key really helps, especially at Firelink Shrine, because at the start, when you come down to the bottom of Firelink Shrine, if you turn right, you can actually get into the Valley of the Drakes with the master key. You get into the Valley of the Drakes and there's a sleeping dragon. You only get one shot at this, and basically the sleeping dragon has a really cool shield, a really cool sword, and soul as well, an undead soul. But hence, you do it once, you nick the stuff, he'll wake up and he'll eat you. The next time you go down there, he'll be awake, so you only get one chance to do it. But that's if you have the master key. You do come across him later on in the game, but it's
is that bugger on the bridge? Yeah.
Yeah.
I've noticed he does other things as well. If you get past him and there's a fireplace just across, if you were to you open the gate and you go up and you go and face a Black Knight and some other dudes. If you were to come back later and approach that area, he actually takes off and flies off. So I've got a feeling you can actually trigger certain events as you go along, depending whether or not you make him move. If that makes sense.
Oh, no.
You can actually make him move to a different area each
I've
time.
never gotten past the dragon because he just fucking sets the whole bridge on fire.
If you were to do that, max out your health and just keep running. And then I did it in about 2 or 3 goes.
Yeah.
Give it a go.
Nice.
When I was talking about that Valley of the Drakes thing, I'm talking about a different dragon. You guys are talking... The Valley of the Drakes is a hidden... You link to it from Blighttown, but you can also link to it from Firelink Shrine.
Well, where is it from Firelink Shrine then? Because I don't get it.
Okay, basically, you go down the stairs.
Oh, and you take the little elevator.
Take the elevator downstairs.
But there's ghosts down there. I'm scared.
Yeah, but before you see the ghosts, you come out of that doorway and you turn right. And there's another doorway. There's another stone pylon like where you came out with the lift. And through there's a gate, and that gate takes you to Valley of the Drakes.
How did I miss that?
Sorry?
How did I miss that? I'm going to have a look at that later.
It's just all dragons, all blue dragons spouting fire besides...
Taz will have a field day. You can see him in there, couldn't you, having a wank?
It's amazing. It's just the most amazing... Seeing a group of dragons together in a game... And then fighting them is a total different thing. But when you see them, you're just like, my God, loads of dragons, superb. But they're not superb because they're going to eat you and kill you.
I was about to say, it sounds terrifying.
This game is mental. Okay, next question is from PG Tip 77. Yep. And he says, what medication / alcohol do you take to keep yourself calm whilst playing?
Cup of tea.
Espresso coffee.
As I say, it is very frustrating, and my only tip is if you find yourself getting uber frustrated, just turn it off and play someone else for a while until you calm down enough to try again. It's like any game, like say you're playing Ace Combat. I've been playing that this week, and the final mission is fucking frustrating. There's kind of like a final boss, and he must have killed me about 8 times in a row, and I was getting really pissed off. So what I did was turn it off, played someone else for an hour, and then went back to it, and I'd done it first time. Because often you get yourself so wound up, you just can't physically do it because you're that pissed off.
I have to add, though, do not play this game whilst drunk. Do not. It doesn't work. You'll make mistakes everywhere. You'll end up starting the game with 3,000 souls, and I kid you not. Like I did, I came out, took the wrong turn left, and fell straight off a bridge and died. So that's don't play it drunk. Do not.
That sounds exactly like me in Blighttown. Blighttown's just full of small ledges, and you'll be fighting on them, and you'll just miss a step, you'll kill an enemy, and you'll fall down a huge ravine.
Yep.
Not good. Next question is from Headcase, and he asks, what's your guys' take on the 2-hour speedruns popping up?
I haven't seen this. I've heard about this yesterday. And, I'm going to have a look, I think. It's some crazy gamer, isn't it, from Japan? Yeah,
and you can, because all the writing in the game's in Japanese, so you know it's from Japan. And I actually watched the first 20 minutes of one video, and he's just literally just pegging it everywhere. He's got no armour on, he's just running.
Is he one of the... because you can start, one of the classes you start the game is actually someone with nothing but a loincloth on and a wooden sword, the wooden shield.
Yeah, he's like that, but I think Dark Souls came out in Japan a year before here, so they've had plenty of time to
possibly
find out all the glitches and stuff.
My thing would be, why would you want to play it like that anyway? Because you lose the whole soul of the game.
I think he's already completed it, and he's basically he's that much of a hardcore player. He's probably gone, I can do this in 2 hours.
Look at me.
Look at me, I'm hardcore.
Yeah.
I mean, today, could you say that was... I mean, obviously he's learned the quick way through, and does he actually fight anyone? That's my question.
I don't know. I didn't see him fight anybody at all.
Is this the same person that's done Skyrim in 2 hours as well?
No, this is one of the developers that done Skyrim in 2 hours and a half or whatever it was.
Crazy.
Mental.
I'll have a look at that, I think. I'll give you tips.
Next question is from Max Rebo, who says, Game of the Year contender? ? Discuss.
Yes.
Totally.
Why would you say it's a Game of the Year contender when we have Battlefield and Skyrim and Call of Duties and stuff like that come out this year?
Well, you said the word Call of Duty immediately.
Sorry.
I'm not gonna. I haven't played Battlefield 3 yet, and I don't think I'm gonna touch Skyrim just yet. I mean, this has maybe changed my mind slightly on RPGs. Skyrim was never on my agenda. Let's see how I get on with Dark Souls. See whether or not I fancy it in the new year.
For me, it's the addiction of the game. I mentioned earlier the fact that I'm constantly thinking about this game when I'm not playing it. Again, the combat is so fluid. I've not played anything where the combat is so precise yet so much fun. Just the way the world looks. Again, I can't praise this game enough, despite the difficulty. But the difficulty is part of the joy of the game. There's nothing like this on the 360 at the moment.
The difficulty and the repetitiveness, it's just super addictive.
Yeah.
Yep. Totally. Remember, guys, I love Pac-Man, and how repetitive is Pac-Man?
I mean, I'm not really the sort of person that plays this sort of game, and I'm loving it, and, you know, I hate repeating stuff, but this just has a kind of satisfaction from just getting through certain areas after trying them like 20 times. It's really bizarre.
I think the community this game has brought about as well it's been really appealing as well. A lot of people helping each other out. A lot of people. I mean, I remember a week or two before it actually was released, the buzz from journalists on Twitter was through the roof.
I remember seeing that.
It's kind of rubbed off on everyone else, and all of a sudden, I mean, I've heard some people, you know, take it back after a weekend saying it's not for them, but not one person has come out and declared the game is shit. And all the people that have stuck with it, they're helping each other out. You know, everyone's talking about it. There's definitely a positive buzz about it, and it has. I mean, I'm hoping it. Obviously, I think it has sold quite well, and it inspires them to, you know, make a direct sequel or maybe another, you know, spiritual successor with new and further online functionality and new, bigger, crazier bosses. And weird and wonderful creatures. I mean, I think these guys from Software have really cut out a niche, and they can run with this.
It's one of them games, as you say, Dan, which has made a little community, and I think that community stemmed from there not been, as I say, not been any walkthroughs online. And so people are talking to each other, asking each other for tips, and it kind of harps back to the days before the internet, the days of when we were at school playing games on the Mega Drive or on the PC, and getting to school and all your mates are playing the same game and you're all talking to each other going, oh, so what did you do at this part and how do you get past this? It's the whole community aspect of that, and the great conversations you are having with all your friends about, oh yeah, I done this on this section. They're like, what, really? Wow, I done this. And yeah, everyone's having completely different experiences and just discussing it. It's amazing.
It's such a huge joy. It's great. I mean, it's, if you pardon the expression, it's a water cooler moment, and there hasn't been many of them, especially this year. And it is a real game that everyone that plays it, even if they don't like it, they have a moment. If they've played it, they have a moment that they're talking about.
Yeah, and there's no one really slagging it off. That's weird. I mean, if you're quite welcome to slag it off, bring it on.
Well, it just goes to show it's one of the highest rated games on Metacritic this year. It's got a 90.
A 90?
Blimey.
Higher than Batman. Or lower than Batman. I don't know.
Hang on, I'm just looking at the Batman.
The one you've been slagging off all day on Twitter.
Batman's got a 95.
Yeah.
Wow.
Blimey.
I think that's the highest rated game this year. Anyway, getting back to Dark Souls, the last question is from Peebs,
Yeah.
who has finally pissed out his kidney stone.
Woo! Woohoo!
And
Peeps.
yeah, his fifth child. And his question is, how come Webby likes this game when every other game he plays has to be on nub-nub setting?
Only you can answer that.
If
mate.
he means nub-nub setting is normal, I'm the same as everyone else, really, because most people do games on normal. But, as I say, I am a hardcore RPG gamer, and Peebs, this game is far too hardcore for you.
It's the Chivos. That's all we're saying. I've got 75G for 19 hours work.
Yep. I have exactly the same for 47 hours work.
Wow.
That just says everything.
Yep.
Quickly, did you guys know that there's certain creatures that you can farm certain items from?
No.
Okay, it's quite...
Go on.
Basically, when you're in the depths, obviously you have to fight these creatures a few times, but if you fight the rats, every now and again they give you some humanity drops, which is handy.
I've noticed some of the rats, because you come across some rats early on as well, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
But it's only really the ones in the depths. There's a rat up by Firelink Shrine. That thing gives you nothing. So, you wouldn't really want to carry on blasting or kicking that one's ass. Also, if you're in Darkroot Garden, you know those trees that just come out and start attacking you?
Yep.
Yep.
Well, they give off blooded moss, which reduces bleeding, but they also give off purple moss, which reduces poison. And later on in the game, especially when you're in the depths and Blighttown, you get a lot of creatures that are spitting poison at you, or their weapons are poisoned as well. So it's really handy to have the purple moss before going down there.
The purple moss.
Sweet.
Purple moss. So...
Nice. So anyway, guys, overall impressions of the game, and quickly, any tips for newcomers to the game?
Go you, JMO, first.
Yeah, like I said, for me, it's one of my game of the year, probably one of the best games I've played for years, to be honest. The tips I just gave with the farming tips, just be aware, be focused, just grind as well in those early hours when you're playing the game. Especially Firelink Shrine up the left-hand side by the cliff face, because the leveling is quite low early on. It's ideal to just get some souls, go back to a campfire, just keep on grinding and level up early on. That's probably the best tip.
I mean, I'm quite a low level still, and I've blasted through quite a lot of the game anyway, so it's not the be-all and end-all.
Yeah.
Really, but it does certainly help you. And just remember that those souls that you can use to purchase stuff, those same souls you spend on levelling up your character as well.
Yes, that's important to say. My tip would be to not go down to the graveyard and say hello to the skeletons.
Yeah, of course.
Go uphill towards the undead burg. Hopefully, after a bit of perseverance, you'll be able to get enough weaponry from the undead hollow knights or guards, whatever. You'll be able to rustle together some equipment quite quickly. And then from there, get to the first bonfire. And that's it. I mean, spent a good 7 or 8 hours on that first bonfire, just leveling my guy up, learning the combats, learning what doesn't.
And kindle the bonfires as well when you first get to them, because they give you an extra 5 health potions every time you go back there, and they are uber helpful.
Especially later on in the game.
And to kindle, you would need to...
have a humanity. And you need to be human.
Yeah.
This is all code, isn't it? You'll get the hang of it, don't worry.
And my piece of advice would be have a lot of spare time.
Yep.
Because this game, I think the problem is if you're just picking up this game now and you're planning on getting Skyrim, Battlefield, Call of Duty, Batman, Halo, and all these other games, I don't think you're going to have really the time to warrant playing this fully because, as I say, look, JMO's put like 28 hours in. Dan's
47.
47 hours in. Dan's put 20 odd hours in. And I've probably done the least amount of hours and got further than Dan. But anyway, yes, you need a lot of time for this game. So set it aside.
Oh, one other tip as well. The Undead Berg merchant, do not kill him when you first see him. Use him a lot because he has some really good items that you're going to need early on.
Get yourself a bow and arrow. Don't do it. Don't do what Clunge-tastic did and kill him.
Yeah.
He broke his game.
Nub.
I can't. Oh, and also as well, later on in the game, if you see a treasure chest, we're talking. This is what happened to side effect here. Be very wary, because it could jump up and eat you.
This game is just fucking mental. I bet people who've never played this, why you've been listening to this, and.
Well done for getting to the end.
And just one last question from Headcase. Not as bad as World of Warcraft, but when you hear Dark Souls, does that always infer someone who needs to get laid, or just 99% of them? I don't understand that question, but...
No, does it? I get loads by my wife, and I'm fine, so...
Okay, cool. I think that's about the end. We've gone for an hour, and I thought we'd only have a half an hour show, but... Yeah, it's been an hour. It's been awesome fun. Thank you, Dan, and thank you, JMO, for coming on.
No worries.
It's been awesome. From me, Mark Webb, gamertag Webby317.
Back soon, Cinema Dan.
And JMO G77. See ya.
That's it, guys. We will end it with some awesome Dark Souls music from the CD I've ripped. Yes. See you later. Bye.
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 Thanks for listening to 360 Gamercast. And remember, next time the boss isn't around, join us in the forums at 360gamercast.com.
I don't know yet. I've already done 3 of them, so...
Can you do Ceaseless Discharge?
Yeah, I'll do that one. I'll do Ceaseless Discharge just for you.
Yeah, followed by...
Dude, I can't do 2.
Gaping Dragon.
Oh, the Gaping Dragon, always a winner.
I might do them both, it depends. We'll see.
That music, some of the most amazing orchestral stuff I've heard on a game as well.
Yeah, it's
I was
amazing.
listening today on my iPod. I was switching on some projectors early today at work, and I was listening to it, and
Weirdo.
getting quite distracted. I was upstairs, I was just on my own, and thought, what the hell?
Yeah. Are you guys meant to be racing the midlight game a lot tonight?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 25 minutes.
Better get on it.
We're going to be fucking poning them nubs.
Yeah, I've got to get me. I think I've got to move my Xbox into the spare room. I've got the Cinema Dan BMW M3 branded. Have you seen it yet?
No.
It's awesome.
Have you put pictures on Twitter, or is it just in the garage?
It's in the garage. You got to join the garage, dude.
I know. I don't have it yet.
We've got like over 50 people now in our car club.
Wow, that's cool. That's really good going.
Yeah, and everyone's been putting their own cars in, and it's wicked.
Oh.
I'm not going to show my car until race day, so people can basically just when they see it, they crash.
There is another Cinema Dan car in the car club, and it's well funny. It's like proper gay.
Oh, that's the one. It's a speedy little number, that is.
It's like got pink bits in it. It's weird.
Yeah, and I've designed my own name on the side and 360 Gamercast on the side. It's wicked. Cool. On that note, I suppose we get ready.
Cool.
Yeah, baby.
Okay.
Right. Good night, fellas. I'll probably be on later on, but I'm watching Walking Dead soon. So
sweet.
Webby, thanks for inviting me on. It's an honour to be on the podcast.
It's all good, man. Dark Souls for the win, baby.
Yes, of course, man. Speak to you guys later. See you, dudes.
See you later. Bye.